Can I make a full-length controller input episode about a fight that lasts only 3 minutes at most? Well, I made a 30-minute video complaining about Shadow of the Colossus. Of course I can! Hello everyone and welcome to Controller Input, where I give my 2 cents about anything in gaming, no matter how unpopular that opinion may be. Now, I have to start out by saying that I love the Punch-Out franchise. It is one of my favorite video game franchises ever, and damn am I good at them. I never really made it public on this channel, but I've actually practiced speedrunning Punch-Out games, especially one in particular. My favorite Punch-Out game in the series, Super Punch-Out for the Super Nintendo. This game was actually one of the first video games I've ever played, alongside Crash Bandicoot 2 and Sonic Spinball. Some of my fondest memories of this game are watching my dad play through the game, and no matter what he would do, he would not be able to get past Hoy Quarlow's fight. Thinking about this one day at the age of 13, for whatever reason, gave me the drive to try and become the Super Punch-Out champion myself. I made Gabby J scream yay, I conquered Ball Bull's Bull Charge, I put Mr. Sandman to sleep, I made Heike Kagero, Heike go home, I outflexed Super Macho Man, and then the ultimate final 3 battles came to my attention. Hoy Quarlow, Rick Bruiser, and Nick Bruiser. Through many trials and tribulations, I defeated them, and I was the Super Punch-Out champion. Out of all of the fights in this game, one has always stuck out to me, and that was Hoy Quarlow. Hoy Quarlow is not only the most complex fight in the game, it's the only fight in the game, in my opinion, that tells a story of growth and mutual respect. How the hell can I derive that from just one 2-minute fight with no dialogue and only punching? Let's get into it, shall we? Well, let's describe what intricate twists and turns the story has taken us through up to this point. Alright, maybe it's not that intricate, but through these fights, what can we pull out that shows that Mac? Sure, let's just say it's Mac. As well as you, the player, has grown. Starting out in the minor circuit, your challengers are Gabby J, Bear Hugger, Piston Hurricane, and Ball Bull. Gabby J is a pushover. You can beat him with little to no effort. I was able to beat this guy as a 3-year-old. Bear Hugger, though not tough, does teach you that certain enemies may not be able to be hit in certain places, though there are ways around this. Piston Hurricane is your first real threat, showing you special moves like the Hurricane Punch are very dangerous if you do not properly learn how to block. Ball Bull is the first tough opponent you fight. He punches hard, has a one-hit knockdown move, and takes a lot of patience to defeat. With his defeat, you move on to the major circuit to fight Bob Charlie, Dragon Chan, Masked Muscle, and Mr. Sandman. I believe Bob Charlie is a bit of a refresher round. He definitely isn't as hard as Ball Bull was, and he's essentially a slightly harder Gabby J. Yay! What? He's a good warm-up for what's to come. Remember how I said Piston Hurricane was an introduction that special moves can be dangerous? From now on, that is enforced. Dragon Chan is where the bullshit is introduced. Kicking is usually banned from boxing, but not in the WVBA.
Everything goes in the WVBA!
These kicks are deadly. At best, they hurt a lot. At worst, they knock you down in one hit. Dragon Chan is also good at dodging. Opponents aren't just going to block your moves, they can dodge, which is a nice precursor to something in the Hoy Quarlow fight. Masked Muscle, once again, has not just one special move, but 2. He has the headbutt that takes you down in one hit if it's not dodged, and his spit, which temporarily blinds the player and prevents them from punching. Mr. Sandman is the king of blocking. Though not as good as his NES counterpart, since you can actually punch him in the face in this game, Mr. Sandman is really good at blocking your attacks while also delivering really tough blows if you're not careful. Defeating Mr. Sandman nets you access to the World Circuit, where you're tested on everything the previous fighters have taught you so far. The fighters in this circuit consist of Aaron Ryan, Heike Kagero, Mad Clown, and Super Macho Man. They all have special moves that can take you down pretty quickly. Aaron and Mad Clown have attacks that aren't suggested being used, and Super Macho Man has something exclusive to his fight so far that is very important when taking the Hoy Quarlow fight into account. Super Macho Man introduces the element of memorization needed to win fights easily. Even though the player subconsciously has been memorizing their opponent's patterns, Super Macho Man explicitly tells the player that they should consider memorizing fights. How does Super Macho Man do that? His exercise routines. Sure, it's possible to dodge and block the exercise routines just by improvising based on what Super Macho Man's movements suggest he'll do, but the fact that each of these routines are named is explicitly telling the player that memorization is key, because if you know in advance what each routine is prior to Super Macho Man starting his move, not only will you have more successes in dodging or blocking the attack, but it will also make it easier to counterattack. Defeating Super Macho Man, you'd think you get access to the special circuit, the final circuit of the game, but you'd be wrong. You must use what you've learned. Learning enemies' sweet spots, learning how to dodge each fighter's special moves, and most importantly, memorizing enemy patterns. If you utilize this knowledge correctly and manage to finish every circuit all the way through without being defeated once, then you have unlocked the ultimate privilege of being able to enter the special circuit, where you will fight your hardest 3 foes. After defeating Narcissus Prince, you move on to the man of the hour himself, Hoi Quarlow. Hoi Quarlow is not only the perfect utilization of everything you have learned thus far, he is also the perfect master to train you before you fight the true terrors of the ring, the Bruiser Brothers. Hoi Quarlow, the ultimate master from Hong Kong. A Hong Konger, if you will. He is the start of the climax that these fights have been leading up to. It is no secret that Rick and Nick Bruiser will be the toughest fights in the game, but nothing will prepare you for just how tough they will be. Rick and Nick Bruiser, even in the state that you're in now, being able to defeat every fighter in the game thus far without losing, still isn't enough for you to be able to stand a chance against them. I mean, look at how much health one punch from Nick Bruiser deals to you. Ouch! That's a nice quarter of your health gone right there. And now you're dead. You need the ultimate training. What does Hoi Quarlow train you to master exactly? Well, let's look at everything we have learned to deal with so far. Firstly, the special moves. It is very rare for Hoi Quarlow to throw just a normal punch. Usually every punch he throws is some type of special move, whether it's waving his staff, jumping up and down to smack you, spinning, the works. You have to make sure you do not, under any circumstances, get hit by these moves. They don't one-shot you, but damn do they hurt. Second, you can't just punch willy-nilly, especially with Hoi Quarlow. There are very little opportunities in this fight to get an extra hit in. You can only hit him when you earn it, not at any opportunity. In fact, if you do, that'll result in something I'll be bringing up a little later. The third thing he makes you master, and the most important aspect of this fight that you must master, is the memorization presented in the Super Macho Man fight. Memorization is key when fighting Hoi Quarlow. Even if you fight well enough to survive every move he throws at you, if you screw up a few times in this fight and don't take him down as quick as possible, the one thing that has never been that much of a problem, or even a thought, will rear its ugly head.
Time up!
You have 3 minutes to complete each fight, and if you don't, then you automatically lose, no matter how close you were. This ain't Mike Tyson's Punch-Out with your pity wins. This is Super Punch-Out. You gotta earn your wins the hard way. Memorizing everything in this fight is the key to winning. Honing your skills, mastering the art of Punch-Out, and in the end, succeeding. One wrong punch and... What? What was that? That's right. Not only is Hoi Quarlow making you master what you have learned so far in preparation for the next 2 fights, he's teaching you stuff that will only be exclusive to those 2 fights. The first of which is the counterattack. One errant hit can result in a dodge, leading to a counterattack. Counterattacks aren't an unfair tactic though, because in most cases, if you're quick enough to react, you can dodge and give a nice counter combo of your own. This is important to learn because one fight later when you fight Rick Bruiser, you will be fighting the king of counterattacks. When you successfully dodge and counter Rick Bruiser's counter, That's the most satisfying feeling in the world, to wail on him right after that. The second thing Quarlow teaches you is that your hands matter now. Not just punching counts, the way you punch counts. You see how he sways from side to side as you fight him? If you give 2 left punches in your counter combo, only one of those punches are hitting. And that's even just considering that you started on the right side. Alternating punches is your best friend in these situations. This is all preparing you for the fact that 2 fights later, when you fight Nick Bruiser, you have to take into account the same exact thing. Quarlow is not only making you master everything that you've learned so far fighting the others by having immense consequences for not doing so, but he also teaches you everything else you need to know to be able to defeat the 2 guys on top. You can use everything you learn, fight to the best of your ability, and then you finally beat Quarlow.
Knockout!
You are now ready for your most difficult challengers yet, all for the title of the champion of the WVBA. It is finally time. After defeating Quarlow, you are finally ready to fight the Bruiser Brothers. Let's do this.
Too close. Right on.
You are finally the Special Circuit Champion of the WVBA, and you have beaten Super Punch-Out. And after all this, you get to hear from all of the fighters you fought to get up to this point. Some happy for you, some sore losers, and some itching for a rematch. What does Quarlow have to say?
You are a spirited one, kid. Spar with me again sometime.
Even after all of this, he saw your fight as just that. Sparring, training, preparing you for future challengers. Him asking to spar shows not only that you have succeeded as his student, but now you are equals. Oh boy, that was a lot of overanalyzing of a game that literally lasts less than a half hour and a fight that literally lasts less than 3 minutes. I hope you enjoyed me overanalyzing something. I would love to do more of these in the future. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe to this channel, drop a like, and put a comment on what you thought. I read them all. Check out some of our Let's Plays posted on screen right now, the first being our latest video, and the other being something YouTube's creepy algorithm randomly picked for your viewing pleasure. See you next time, my well-esteemed guests.